I have struggled for a long time with the word surrender because it took me a long time to feel autonomous and really feeling like I owned and loved myself. So the idea of surrender felt like once again abdicating control of my heart, which I had done over and over and over in my life. I tried to make it someone else's responsibility for not just my happiness, but my feeling of safety, my feeling of security, my feeling of love. It was echoed within, but it had to come from the outside first. And so, part of the initial part of my transformation was bottoming out and realizing that love must come from the inside first. And for me, it turned out to be the wound of the masculine. That's why I kept looking for it in men. My man inside was so wounded that I couldn't trust him, which is me. And so I looked to other men to fill it, and they always failed me and disappointed me. Why? Because I tasked them with something that not only wasn't their job, but was impossible for them to fulfill. If you can't make yourself feel safe and beloved, no one else will ever be able to do that for you. And what goes along with loving yourself and trusting yourself also goes hand in hand with learning to really, really trust God. I mean, like all the way trust God. And how do you trust God? You surrender to God. And it's not easy for me. Because on one hand, I'm very much like, your life is your responsibility. You need to put forth the effort for excellence. And yet, the line between where destiny and fate lie, and the tests of your faith and the tests of what you believe are every day. And where do you wind up with them? Do you allow yourself to lower your guard to let God truly reside within you? Do you let your Christos that is in the center of your heart crystallize and be activated? That comes from trust of yourself and pure communion and trust with God. And I got to touch that last night in my circle. So what comes up for me today is the word surrender is very not triggering for me in a bad way. It's provocative. It brings forth a strong reaction. It used to be a strong resistance. And now I just feel what that means. It means allowing something greater than yourself in. That you are not always the person giving direction. And isn't that a relief? With our thinky thoughts and our tricky ego and our crazy white and dark magician. I mean, there's a lot of trickery that goes on with our human personas. And doesn't it sound good to have some real true guidance that's not of your own making? That you allow something larger than yourself to just work through you as the vessel? That you are supported at all times? That's what comes up for me today. It's the blessing I offer you that is always there for you if you choose to lean into it. And I will see you tomorrow.